Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you're all here. Welcome to a new pick a card reading. Today we're going to be looking at how the person on your mind has grown or changed since you met them. So this could be someone, this can be anyone, your family member, friend, ex, current partner. How has this person grown and changed since you met them? And I am going to do an extended read on this, and you can get access to that down below, and we're going to look at how you have grown and changed since you've met this person. So that is the reading for today, and let's go ahead and show I've got 3 options today, so I'm going to go ahead and show the options that I have for you today. Before we begin, please do remember this is a general reading, so only take what resonates and leave the rest behind, because you are not the ugly stepsister. Please do not force that shoe onto your foot. Hey there guys, these are the options. These are the 3 options that I have for you today. Starting off over here with option number 1, this is a Selenite wand. For those interested in option number 2, we have Lapis Lazuli. And last but not least, those interested in option number 3, we have Tiger's Eye. Okay, I'll give you a moment now to take a deep breath in and out and ask yourself which of these options has a message for me. And I will see you all at your reading. Alright, hey there, those of you who chose the Selenite one, welcome to your reading. So first of all, we're going to use these little characteristics in this box and see who this person is. This will help you identify if this pile is for you, or if this is your person that's on your mind coming through, and you will probably see that through the characteristics. So let's have a look and see what kind of characteristics your person has in general, so that you can help identify them. All right, we'll stop there. All right, so we have here dark brown hair. Oh, let me just try and turn this brightness up a bit. I feel like it's a bit dark in here today. Alright, I've just turned the light on because I think it will just be... Turn the light on, I think it's just better. Okay, so first of all we have dark brown hair. I don't know how well these are all going to focus. Okay, dark brown hair. We have a partier, so your person might be a very outgoing person, or you always see them going out to parties maybe, or you always see them at parties even. We also have homebody, so that's a bit of a dualistic vibe there, but they could also be a homebody, a bit of a, what are they called, an ambivert vibe. Indigo child, so maybe they're someone who is tapped into spirituality a bit, or you know, that kind of vibe. We have the personality type INTJ, so you might want to look that up, see what kind of characteristics come out. Person who we're looking at, if I can open this, has potentially has blue eyes, well dressed. So I did specifically ask for characteristics that you would be able to identify them with. So yeah, we also have it guided by spirit, so that kind of links to the indigo child vibe there. Excitable, so again, that kind of sociable aspect coming in. Vegan or a vegetarian diet, maybe you've seen that that's a requirement of theirs. Playful, yeah, we have a lot of similar vibes going in here. And then last but not least, laughter. So yeah, I could see your person being someone who is very bubbly or has a lot of energy at least, but they also are someone who does enjoy their alone time. Maybe they come in and out of your life a lot, like, or maybe you only see them when you're out, but you don't really see that kind of more isolated or one-on-one version of them. They could have dark brown hair and blue eyes, which would be stunning. I'm sure they're a very good looking person. Characteristics of the INTJ, and possibly have a specific dietary requirements, and that's something that you know of them. And a very stylish person. Obviously they don't have to have all of these characteristics, but maybe some stand out to you and you're like, oh yeah, that's my person. That is who was on my mind. So that was our confirmation for that. And let's get into how this person now has grown and changed since you met them. Okay, let's start off with the tarot cards that came out for you. First of all, I will say, when I was pulling like oracle cards for your pile, they just were not, what's the word I'm looking for? Not participating. They were not, like, I kept asking for one card, like maximum 2 cards, right? And it would always be 3 cards coming out, 3 cards coming out, like a whole bunch of cards. And it was very, so there was like almost this like stubbornness to the energy of your pulling of the cards, at least. So maybe you experienced some of that stubbornness with this person, or even here, actually, if I think about it, we have the Emperor, which is like Aries energy, and Aries can kind of have a bit of like that stubbornness to them. So there is kind of like this childlike stubbornness to them. It's almost like a don't tell me what to do vibe, you know? So they're not really one to like follow the rules, let's say that. Even 7 of Wands is like, she's not taking on anyone else's opinion. So they're very much so like, my way is the right way. That's just how I roll. So I feel like the way that they've grown and changed, I don't know whether you saw that stubbornness within them particularly at first, or, you know, whether that's something you've connected to being around this person. But I definitely would say that they are a lot more decisive, it seems like they kind of know what they want, or at least even if before they knew what they wanted, but they wouldn't actually articulate it or verbalize it. Verbalize it. I feel like this person is more inclined to speak up for what they want, or at least stand on business. I feel like this person stands on business now. Like, they're happy to kind of weigh up the options, and like, when I say childish, it didn't feel like they were there is like this duality to them. Like, I do feel like they have a maturity to them as well. Like, they are going to think about the options. For example, it reminds me a bit of like a Taurus energy, where like a Taurus will kind of be like, no, I'm not going to do that, but to your face. But behind closed doors, they are going to be like, actually, they kind of had a point, let me think about it. So I feel like this person kind of has that, where they might at first be very off-put by something, or be off-put by like a request or someone giving them direction or advice, but then slowly but surely they'll kind of like take it on and then execute it in the right way, or even just weigh up what they think will be best for them. Let's get some more cards and clarify this energy here. Okay, let's clarify the Emperor energy here, please, for how this person has grown and changed. Where's the Emperor card here? Okay, we've got the Five of Pentacles. Person's grown and changed. Six of Pentacles. Four of Wands. I know, I feel like I'm getting some deja vu right now. Seven of Cups, and the Three of Cups. I'm hearing the song that's like islands in the street. I actually don't know what the words are, but you'll get it. That is what we got. Do 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 do. How can we be wrong? Sail away with me to another world, and we'll rely on each other. From one lover to another. I'm trying to figure out how that fits here. Again, with the Aries energy coming through, there's like a very independentness to them, but I almost feel like they're opening themselves up. I think that's what it is, where we do have like, where I was kind of figuring out how, I feel like they're reevaluating how they used to go about things, or their mindset on things. Like they might have thought in the past that they had to be very independent and they didn't really have people to rely on, and maybe that sometimes led them to being misguided in some ways, either listening to the wrong people or like just not listening to anyone in a way. And even then, it's like not asking for help as well at the same time. Not relying on, or feeling like they could rely on community or friends, family to support them. So I do feel like this independentness has led to a feeling of isolation for them. So I don't know what the dynamic of the relationship was between you guys, but in the period of time since you've met, this person has acknowledged or felt the depth of loneliness that can come from being hyper independent. And I feel like they're still in the mode of battling between knowing that they, or even, I'm trying to decide if they want help or they just kind of know that it's, I feel like this person doesn't really connect to their feelings. Like they're more an intellectual person, maybe like Aquarius, or they have air energy in their chart where they kind of think through things and they try to analyze things and work things out in a mental way opposed to like feeling through things. So there's like this war between them of like, either I know or I feel, or I've experienced that loneliness and I know that I should ask for help. I know that I should be able to rely on people. And I kind of want that for myself, but I'm not either in a place to ask for it, or I guess they're not in a place where they've actually taken action towards that inner knowing. That's what I could say. About how this person was shipping home since they met. Option. Whoa. Okay, that was doing a lot, so let's just stop there. So again, we have the Lovers card here, which talks about partnership, but also choice. So again, that idea of kind of like indecisiveness with the Seven of Cups, both showing up twice now. need to understand this a bit more. What is these options? What is this Seven of Cups energy? I mean, in your situation, this person could have chose between you and another person with the Three of Cups here, which can kind of talk about other people being involved. And I feel like for them, hold on, let me just clarify for one second. Six of Swords. Okay, but I need to know more, sorry. I'm a little bit confused. Can you just help me understand this? Okay, so it feels like they've moved away from something that was stable or fulfilling. I don't know if you're still in contact with this person, or maybe there's been some kind of like split or distance between you. But it's like they've distanced themselves from an old situation. I mean, not an old situation actually, I mean like they've distanced themselves from maybe even a marriage, a partnership, a relationship. Yeah, it's like they're reflecting on the past. I guess that goes back to where I feel like maybe in the past they've felt or they've known that they've made wrong decisions. Maybe even rash decisions, because that's kind of what I wanted to say as well. Cups energy. Right, the World card coming up again. Nine of Swords reversed. Okay, this is what I see. I see this is kind of moving in a different direction. I feel like we were just going to get, how is this person grown or changed? But this might fit into the scenario that you guys were kind of have together. But I feel like this person has realized that they can have it all. So maybe they chose the more secure option with the Four of Wands here as well. And they kind of shut themselves off. In that process of doing that, they shut themselves off from like their more playful side, their more fun side. They thought that security equaled like seriousness. So, you know, maybe they got in like a monogamous relationship, or they basically followed structures. So I guess that kind of comes back to the beginning where I suggested that maybe this person is someone who within themselves, they are someone who likes to be a non-conformist, but through conditioning, like maybe childhood and stuff, or which I guess is mostly childhood, so we'll just stick with that. Through childhood, they've kind of conditioned themselves to think that conforming to societal norms is where it's at, or whatever they perceive to be a norm, whether that is a certain job or to live a certain way, or I don't know, anything really, to have a certain kind of partnership with someone. And I think how they've changed across the time that they've known you is they've realized that they don't have to fit into this kind of mold to be happy or to be fulfilled even. But it's like, yeah, they can be happy in that kind of conformed lifestyle, but they're not 100% fulfilled in it. So what they've kind of grown, how they've kind of grown in that time is they've learned that they have options in life. Like, life is full of options. There isn't just one way to be or show up. And I don't have to just, like, it might be weird to think if you're someone who maybe looks at life that way already. You might think like, of course we have options, and you know, no one can, not anyone, not anyone can tell, no one can tell me what to do, but you know, like a lot more people are more open to that mindset of being like, no, I have options in life, I can choose how I want to live my life. But some people really don't see that for themselves. So I feel like this person has kind of come into a place where they can acknowledge that for themselves, like, oh, life, living life, like there are options to how I want to live my life. I don't have to live it in one particular way. So let's have a look at the oracle cards as well, so we can get some more information. So let's see if it's over here. So we have the ring here. Time to heal with snake spirit. You have what it takes, which says, always follow your heart. Unless it's been broken, then you must lead it back into love. Did you know that hearts are never too big to mend, too small to rebound, or too tired to love again? And then we also have here death and magic. So I do feel like this person has gone through a kind of transformation of ideals. With the ring here, again, the ring representing that kind of commitment. So some of you guys definitely could be dealing with a marriage, or someone who was married, or you were married too. I don't 100% know. Sorry about the focus. But what has changed for them is their idea of commitment or tradition, that kind of thing. And I think it has again come down to that idea of healing and working through childhood wounds, childhood indoctrination, if that is a bit of an extreme word, but you know, the messaging that they received at a young age, and I guess a lot of the subconscious ideas as well that they've kind of ingested or digested from their life, throughout their life. And I think it's quite interesting when it says, hearts are never too big to mend, too small to rebound, or too tired to love again. So again, it's like the option of, even if like the option is like, some people will get heartbroken and never choose to be in a healthy relationship again, or never choose to believe that they can have a healthy relationship again because they've been heartbroken. So it's like the choice is yours. How you want to live your life is the choice is yours of how you want to live your life. So this card says, one of the messages is, this card calls us to deepen connection with self, other, and the world at large. So again, I feel like their perspective of themselves has changed, their perspective of the world and what we as people are capable of doing, how we are maybe even capable of overcoming hardships. You know, I don't really know exactly how, well, I know in the way that this person's mindset has shifted, but I feel like it comes down to like so much bigger than just like even shifted in the mindset of like a relationship. For some of you guys, it's like shifted in the mindset of like careers, or living in different parts of the world, or how people can overcome such devastation or hardship. Like I feel like their minds have been awakened to the human experience and the complexity of it and the diversity of everything that exists in the world, you know? Like I feel like it's a big shift. And again, they have a very analytical mind, so I feel like they are like they're looking at it again from that kind of like mental mindset, where they're like trying to decipher how we as humans exist and the different ways in which we exist. And for them, that is very interesting right now. Let's have a look at this death and rebirth a little bit. Consider your life a magical gift and your experience of it a beautiful opportunity to leave the world a better place. Experiences, relationships, projects, and even long-lasting dreams are all subject to the laws of death and magic. Now is time for you to let certain parts of your life die and recognize this process as something to celebrate as well as mourn. Leave your fears behind, for in death there is great magic, as nothing can be truly destroyed. From the ashes of the old, a new life and new dreams will come to be. So yeah, like their mindset has like literally died. Maybe they've even gone through like an ego death type thing. Maybe even like a spiritual awakening or something, where they've just seen these different facets of life and like even seeing life from more of a spiritual perspective as well. So that is everything that I have for you guys who chose option number 1. If you are wanting to know how you have grown and changed since meeting this person, then you can head to the, oh fuck, what was it called? Hello, what is it called, brain? Come on, extended. You can head to the extended reading and use the link down below. You can head to the extended reading using the link down below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and let me know by commenting down below, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye. Have to experience it. I had to go through it. I had to prove that I really have the tools necessary to enter this next part of my life. The space that I want. Hi there, option number 2. Those of you who chose the Lapis Lazuli crystal, welcome to your reading. First of all, I'm going to use these little characteristics in here to see who this person on your mind is, just so you can see whether this option really is for you, whether we're connecting to the right person or not, etc, etc. And remember, if you want to see the extended reading of how the person on your mind how you have changed since the person on your mind, if you want to see the extended reading for how you have changed since meeting the person on your mind, then the link is down below. Okay, let's have a look at, oh, that pringed out, we'll leave that. Let's have a look at who this person is, and we're going to look at the characteristics that you will be able to identify them with. So they're choosing the pieces really, please. Okay, stop there. So we have here starseed energy. So maybe you feel like you have a special connection to them, or they feel like kind of otherworldly in some way, maybe even some Aquarius placements as well. We have a foodie here, someone who enjoys cooking or who is expressed a love for food, takes care of others, or take care of others. So someone who is caring. We have a light brown hair, so your person could have light brown hair. We have Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus energy, so your person could have any of these placements. We also have blue eyes coming out, also came out in option number 1. And we have playful as well, which came out in option number 1. A pragmatist. Yeah, I felt like this person had quite logical energy here. We have the word short here, so maybe they are on the shorter side. I'm even hearing that maybe they have short hair as well. And we have Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus energy. A pescatarian. Inspiring. And funny. So those are some of the characteristics that you may relate to your person or see your person having at the moment. Obviously they don't have to have all of these things, but some of these things might stand out and you can recognize that your person is going to be represented in this option today. So let's get in to see your tarot cards that I pulled for you. All right, here are the tarot cards I've pulled for you. We have a bit of commotion going on around us right now. I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up on camera, but just in case you can. Yeah, so your tarot cards really gave me like this person has really elevated in life. Like they felt very, I don't know, I just felt a kind of fondness of this person. Like I was like, oh, they seem like a nice person. So I don't know your relationship with them, but I feel like this person's kind of grown in a sense, at least into like a level of like maturity or kindness. We did have taking care of others as kind of like one of their characteristics, so maybe naturally they are quite a like considerate or caring person. Definitely felt that. I feel like this person, since knowing you, has had a lot of opportunities come into their life, like a lot of newness. Maybe they've moved or traveled somewhere, or maybe that you just see them doing a lot of new things. This 8 of Wands is kind of throwing me off a little bit. So I feel like there's a level of hesitancy with them. Why is that? There's like a reservedness to them. I don't know whether they've always been kind of reserved, or this is something more of like a current energy that they've stepped into. They may have even like received an award for something or been recognized for something. Maybe they've got a degree since knowing you. They have, again, got an award for something or something like that. Like I see someone being crowned, or obviously we've got the crown on the Ace of Swords, but I see someone being like gifted something or presented with something. That's what I'm looking for. There's almost like this stoicness to them, but not in like a scary or a emotionally detached way, more in like a regal way, like a queen or a king vibe. So maybe they've reached a level of recognition in their career or their life, or you know, become a doctor or something like that. They've got recognized for something since knowing you. Reached some kind of, had some kind of like certain high level of accolades even. Maybe they've even grown like popularity since knowing you, so they've had to kind of become a bit of a recluse. Like they had to kind of distance themselves from people a little bit to protect themselves. Interesting vibe. Let's see what we have. Let's get some clarifiers. Okay, tell me about the Ace of Cups energy when it comes to how this person mine has grown and changed. So we have the King of Cups here. They could be like a poet or something as well. With the King of, sorry, not King of Cups, Knight of Cups. I feel like I always do that. All right, there we go. Can we see? Can everybody see? Is everybody in? Good, okay. Get the Ace of Swords, please. We have 2 of Pentacles. Perfect. 3 of Wands, please. Olive green. King of Wands. So again, that kind of like regal king vibes. He's a little bit stoic. Like he's just, I don't know, there's like this feeling of like standing there. Why is there a feeling of standing? Do they stand on a stage, this person? They definitely could have won an award, or I know I keep saying it, but I'm hearing like a round of applause as well, or like graduated, something like that. And tell me more about the Eight of Wands energy in reverse, please. Okay, we have the Chariot and the Queen of Swords. So again, there's that kind of like lack of movement, which I felt like I don't remember what word I used before, but oh, hesitancy. There's like a hesitancy to take action here. So why do we have that? Queen of Swords. Is that past energy? Okay, I'm gonna go with this. I feel like this person is a lot more motivated now. And you know what, I get a sense like this person would want to say something but doesn't. Like that's what it feels like. It feels like someone who wants to speak up, wants to say something but doesn't, decides not to. It's not necessarily like speak up for themselves. It's like maybe they're someone who like, you know, they kind of want to insert themselves in something, like a situation, a problem, or express something, and then they'll be like, oh, okay, to themselves, like they'll be like, okay, I'll take a step back. Or they kind of think like, is this necessary for me to get involved, or is this not? So this could even go into like a parent category, or like a family category, maybe. Like, you know how like a parent sometimes wants to be a bit more, maybe they are a little bit more overbearing, and then they realize that in order for their child to grow or learn, they kind of have to take a step back and like give them the reins. So even if they haven't necessarily like won an award for something, I feel like they have gained knowledge on something. Maybe they've read a book, or they've been educating themselves on something. Because I feel like it's a conscious effort not to be impulsive, but to be, it's like a conscious effort to take a step back. It's reminding me a bit like of the 6th line in Human Design, and how like after 30 years old, it's said that the 6th line goes on the roof, and they only come off the roof to like give their guidance or advice, and then they go back on the roof. So for example, it would be like on the roof is basically them kind of sticking to, not isolating themselves from the world, but they're not so much in the world. Like they're not here, there, and everywhere. They kind of have their home, their routine, their special spaces that they go into, but you're not going to see them everywhere, and they're not going to speak on everything, because they've had that journey from 0 to 30 where they've kind of tested the waters, and like that kind of trial and error phase. So again, we come back to that new beginning that this person is in now. Since they've known you, they're experiencing something new. So maybe they've just had like kind of like an energetic shift, or this is a new process for them. This is a new attribute for them, let's say that. So tell me more about how this person has grown or changed. Page of Pentacles. Tell me more about how they're choosing it. The Tower. Eight of Swords. Okay. 9 of Cups and the Empress reversed. I'm gonna put it upright. So again, this could be a parent that or like particularly a mother as well that you're connecting to right now. With this tarot card here, I do feel like there was some kind of realization, like something changed for them, something shifted for them, where they realized that maybe something they were doing wasn't really helping them. In the way that they originally thought it was. Like, I can even see this as being someone who always complains about someone else. You know, how people are on mirrors. So it's like someone who would always be like, oh, I don't know, I can't even think of anything. But, you know, they would always complain about someone. And then at one point they realize like, oh, I do that too. Oh, they're actually reflecting that back to me. Oh, actually, I play a role in this. You know, like, it was almost like they recognized that they were the ones playing a role in something. Again, I'm seeing the example of a parent of like, oh, my kid never does this, my kid never cleans this. But actually, as a parent, you always go in their room and pick up their laundry for them. You always cook dinner for them. So it's kind of that vibe of like, you actually enabled the behavior. That's the word. Sometimes it takes me a while to get that, but I'm like, that's what I mean. It's like this person realized that they were enabling something by being too involved or too overbearing, and now they've come to a place since knowing you where they've learned to take a step back and see the role that they were playing, but also like, you know, not choosing, being more aware, cautious, conscious of when they participate in the dynamic, or when they when they say something, when they speak up. Being more intentional, I feel like. So we do have a lot of masculine energy here. So I feel like this person maybe stepped more into, which I don't want to say a masculine is detached per se, but I feel like a masculine knows, like as an energy, not like a person, knows when to why is it so hard for me to find words to explain a feeling? They know when to let go. That's the word I'm looking for. Like, let go of the pressure, of the anxiety. Like, they know that not everything is their burden. And I see it a lot in, I'm feeling it a lot in the sense of like a societal sense, like literally men and women, and how like women take on a lot. And even when you have a child, right, a woman might just start doing everything with that baby, like feeding the baby, changing the baby, and then they complain that they're tired, but actually they haven't given their partner a chance to take on any of the responsibility as well. And it's like, yes, you could say, why don't they just do it themselves? But you know, it's almost that feeling, that vibe of like, when someone always sees that you're capable of doing something, they're less likely to step up and do it for you. You know, like most people are not that considerate to be like, oh, I'll do that for you, don't worry, you know? So it's like this vibe, like this person realized that actually by not asking for help at times, by taking on so many roles and like overburdening myself with all these different things, I wasn't actually helping the situation for myself or that other person. And this could definitely be to do with a connection, to do with, and I feel like it's not that this person stopped loving that person who they've, or the people even who they've been performing this dynamic with. But they also realized that for their own happiness, they had to take a step back. So let's have a look at your oracle cards now. Okay, so you guys have the underworld, or they have the underworld. You have take a leap of faith, which is interesting, reminds me of the Fool card and how I said there was that hesitancy here. You also have alliance, and you have more options than you realize. I'm sure it's hard to get really angry at someone when you can think of all the reasons you love them, and you can, the universe. It's really interesting, like this vibe gives me that, what I was just saying there, where it's not that they don't care for this person or these people. It's the fact that they cared for them, that they would do so much for them maybe. And then they would get frustrated or have contempt for them because they weren't pulling their same weight, or they weren't giving as much, you know? There wasn't enough balance in the situation. But so again, it's like the role that they were playing in perpetuating the whole dynamic of that as well. That's kind of what how they've grown in since knowing you. It's kind of recognizing this. So with alliance here, it says, at this moment you're magnetized to receive aid from people who have greater wisdom and can help you to the next level. Perhaps it's a mentor who appears, or someone in the know. This works well if you have a healthy sense of self-worth and if you are able to learn without diminishing yourself in any way. When called to action or faced with a decision, asked, how does this benefit me? And how can I serve the highest good as a result of this connection? Yeah. So again, it's like giving to themselves, learning to give back to themselves, to love and care for themselves as much as their community as well. And when it speaks about the mentor here, again, I think for some of these people, they've either read something or they've watched something, or they were inspired in some way. Maybe they even did a course or did a coaching, I don't know, something. They received something or received some kind of insight or information that kind of helped enlighten them to this dynamic, and helps them change it, or helps see that maybe it wasn't benefiting them as much as they thought it would, or thought it was. So there may be some fear for them that changing up, switching the dynamic may not be good. Like it might not benefit them or everyone. Like things might fall apart, you know? Maybe they even have a bit of like this kind of control issues where they feel like they have to like manage everything. And if they're not a part of it, then things will go wrong. Like they have that kind of mindset, it feels like. So for them, they have a bit of fear of like engaging in this dynamic, like taking a step back, but they are trying to trust that it's the right thing to do. I feel like they're trying this out. Again, this might be the new beginning because it's kind of like a new thing that they're trying out, right? To take a step back. So the Underworld card, it says, try as we might, the darkness pulls us into its depths. Through disturbing dream images, unexpected accidents, illness, war, conflicts, and ultimately death. Not visiting the underworld or denying its existence altogether is what gives its dangerous power. Traversing it forces us to bow humbly to the greater forces that be, while summoning the inner strength we previously underestimated. Take solace that the underworld subsumes everyone from time to time, making us deeper friends, more intimate partners, soldier of light amid our shadowy times. Facing darkness and choosing light is the most proud calling of all. So facing your fears again with that grasshopper spirit vibe here, and being brave. Like this may seem easy for some people to take a step back, but actually for someone who has done this their whole life and has, maybe this is like someone with a lot of Capricorn elements as well, Cancer elements to them, who feels like they always have to take the lead, even like just cardinal energy, so that would be Aries and Libra as well. And they really struggle to trust other people to perform, to take on responsibility. Then it is hard for these people, but I think they're really on the road to kind of like changing that for their life, to better their life, and they're realizing how it's not only for their benefit but also the benefit of everyone else around them as well. So that is everything that I have for you guys who chose option number 2 with the piece of Lazuli. If you are interested in seeing how you have changed since meeting this person, then you can watch the extended reading using the link down below, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye. I had to experience it. I had to go through it. I had to prove that I really have the tools necessary to enter this next part of my life, the space that I want. Hi there, those of you who chose option number 3, welcome to your reading. We're going to start off by getting some qualities from in here to see if this person who's on your mind is the one who we are connecting to today in this reading. I'm going to ask for qualities that you would be aware of. So hopefully some come out for you and you can be like, yes, this is right. They're here with me today. Okay, those who chose... Okay, that's cool with me if it's cool with you. So we have a partier. It's been coming out a lot. We also have piercings, so maybe the person on your mind has piercings, particularly face piercings I'm seeing. Well, most piercings are, well, like, yeah, face piercings. Laughter, that's also come out quite a lot. I think all 3 piles have had that. We've got a Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus energy here. Oh, we have a twin flame. So maybe you guys see this person as like a twin flame or something like that. Have smiles, so maybe they have a distinctive smile or a smile that you are particularly fond of in some way. Sorry, I cannot seem to get that in focus. Entrepreneur, maybe they have their own business, or they kind of just work for themselves in some capacity. We have the, oh, it would be great if we were in focus that whole time. We have INFJ as personality type, so you might want to look that up, see what kind of qualities that person have. We have emotionally expressive, so someone who is open with their emotions. We have a gifted / special, so maybe they have like a special a unique skill or something like that. This also relates to me of being like a well-versed in kind of like a psychic sense, like clairvoyance and stuff like that. We also have hazel eyes, so maybe they have hazel eyes. Right, so those are the qualities that came out for the person. If you can see your person in some of these qualities, of course I don't have to have all of these things, then this reading is for you. And let's get into your cards. Okay, so here are the tarot cards that I pulled for how this person on your mind has grown or changed since you met them. I just get the message like this person I'm like boss ass bitch, that's what I heard. Like this moon card plus the emperor, like the way these two depictions is just kind of like yeah that is so funny to me. Yeah, there's like a vulnerability that they have found within themselves that they are very empowered by. That would be the word. Like, this person has become very self-empowered. It's funny we had Leo and what else did we have? Oh, emotionally expressive. So I feel like there's a sense of like this person having water and fire placements in their chart as well. Especially with this Four of Pentacles energy, it's just like this fire at the bottom of this, like this kind of like passion, this zest for life, if you will. But there's like this passion that this person has. It's kind of, it's not a recklessness, it's slightly reckless, but again with the Four of Pentacles, it's almost, it's like it's not reckless in like how we would see reckless. It's kind of like a, I hear the word like reckless abandonment. Like there's this openness to them because they're so secure, right? So it's like, even though I might express myself, or even though I might share parts of myself, and say someone wants to make fun of that, or say someone might misuse that part of me. I hope this makes sense. Someone might misuse that, but I'm so like happy, secure, empowered within myself that doesn't rock me, especially the way it might have before. Like this person has been through stuff, do you know what I mean? Like they have really seen the darkness of it all. Like this person carries a lot with their 10 of Wands here. Okay, I need some more cards because I'm like, I need to understand this growth a little bit more. Let's get some space up here. Okay, let's see with the Four of Pentacles, please. Can we clarify that for how this person on those who chose Tiger's Eyes mind has grown and changed? Can we clarify the Four of Pentacles? Not 10 of Pentacles. So we have the Nine of Swords reversed. Is it 10 of Wands? Clarify that energy, please. So Four of Wands. Again, that element of stability coming through. With the King of Swords reversed. Tell me more about the Emperor here, please. Oh my god, the Emperor came out again. The Emperor clarifying the Emperor, the fucking Emperor. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like this person has a bit of power about them. With that entrepreneur card, maybe they actually have their own business, and that kind of has given them this sense of like boss energy. Maybe before you knew them, they didn't really have anything to their name, if that makes sense. So it's almost like this level of, again, I feel like a career vibe here as well. So it's something about what they do in life that gives them this sense of like power. Clarify the Moon card here, please. So we have the Seven of Wands. Yeah, it's like a feeling of like, I'm ready, or this person has grown to a point where they're like, I'm gonna fight for what I believe in. Like, I'm gonna put my, if you can hear music, it's my neighbors, apologies for that. I can really, they have the strength basically to fight for their own beliefs. Again, that idea of like, yes, I'm showing you this part of myself because I want to. It's not because you've taken anything from me, you know. And even if you misuse that, or you think that you're like getting one up on me or something like that, like that's not the reality of the situation. Basically, I still have the power here in the way. I don't know who this person could be to you, but I feel like, and I don't necessarily feel like that energy is like directed at you. I feel like it's just anyone. Like they are more open now to sharing parts of themselves that they would have previously hidden away. Tell me more about the Nine of Swords here, please, for how this person has grown. Why is the Nine of Swords? Okay, that's a lot, so we don't want to get up there, otherwise we will be here all day. Do you know what? Let's change the tactic. I'm just going to pull a whole new spread on top. I'm intrigued by this Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands, Four of Wands, King of Swords reversed. I do feel like this person now has an ability to detach, separate their emotions from a situation in order to get what they need. Or it's like, again, let's go back to the business example, right? Like this person is now a business owner. Since you've met them, they didn't have that in the works before, but now they've come into this phase where they're like a business owner now, right? And they used to be like someone who was maybe very emotional and very like, you wouldn't have seen them as being capable of stepping into that role. But now that they're in this role, they kind of have a way, or they kind of are capable of detaching their personal feelings from the business. So if the business needed to, like, say, fire people or something like that, like they would be able to do that because they know that it's for the strength and the foundation and the stability of the business. So this is a person who can take on a lot of responsibility and has realized that about themselves and kind of knows that, and again uses that as like an empowering force within them. Like they know that they can take a lot, basically. And I think that goes again for how I think this person has been through a lot of stuff and like maybe been through a lot of dark times, because they know that they can handle those things. Again, it comes back to like, if you think that you could possibly make me feel a type of way about myself, or you could tell me something about myself, like, why am I finding it so hard to say the words here? Okay, for example, this person's like, let's talk about actual nakedness as like being vulnerable, right? So this person is getting intimate with someone and they have all their clothes off, and that person's like, oh, your belly button's really weird. You know, like it wouldn't affect them how it previously might have affected them. Like now they'll be like, okay, that's your opinion maybe, but I don't think my belly button's weird. I think it's actually really cute. You know, like they kind of have this self-assurance about themselves that maybe before they didn't have. And it came from them being able to face the darkness, being able to face really tough times and still stand strong through it, still get to the other side. They're like, if I can go through all of that and still like exist in this world and be like a happy, caring, like a good person or whatever, then there is nothing that you could really do or say to bring me back to that point, one, but like just disrupt my happiness, basically disrupt who I think I am as an individual. So let's see how else this person who chose a tiger's eye, how has the person on their mind grown or changed since they've known them? Yeah, strength card here, that is exactly it. How has the person on their mind grown or changed since knowing them? And I think this depicting, we got King of Swords again in reverse. This depiction of the Strength card is so interesting because on one side, like, she's very like innocent, very, you know, feminine vibes, and then we have like this inner passion, strength, fire energy that she has, and her ability to, like, even the lamb, like how that's kind of like a symbolism of like innocence or naivety, right? But then you have like the lion here who's like the king of the jungle. Is that even right? King of the jungle. Is a lion a king of jungle? No. Is it? What animal is a king of jungle? It must be a lion. Anyway, the lion is like the boss, right? Like, he commands shit. No one is afraid of the lion. But I guess it's the idea of like a wolf in sheep's clothing. Like, you think this person or other people might perceive this person as like being very naive or innocent or easy to get one up on, but they're like, they know within themselves that that's not true. At least within themselves, they know, they think, they believe that anyway about themselves. Like, you can't get one up on me, basically. Like, they're very self-assured, empowered. Yeah, they're very in tune with their emotions still. They haven't like gone and neglected their emotions or anything. I think they've just kind of brought more balance into their life. And they may be someone who does like spiritual work and kind of has this trust as well that allows them to, that brings them direction, you know, brings them comfort basically. Because it's through this connection that they can kind of decide where to put their energy, decide what's right and what's wrong. If we go back to like the business example where you have to fire people to help the business continue to thrive, it's like they will go and consult their inner selves, their higher selves, or spirit guides, whatever it may be. They will go and consult that, and then they will come to a level of peace where they're like, okay, this is for the good of all, and even though this might be hard for the people that have to leave the company, it's also for their best interest as well. Like, something better will come for them, you know? Like, they kind of have like this peace about things and this kind of reassurance that might come from an external source or like a intuitive kind of source. Why does the King of Swords keep coming up reversed? King of Swords, King of Swords. I just love the music playing in the background here. I just love it. Okay, tell me more about this King of Swords reversed energy, please. Can we clarify that for how they've grown? Right, Six of Cups and the Page of Cups reversed. Okay, so I do think it is to do with like their emotional capacity. Yeah, again, the ability to kind of like emotionally detach. I think that's where that's coming from. Like, they're not over emotional in a way. They have the emotional depth and they're very in tune with their emotions, but they're not gonna let it like run the show almost. They will again go ahead and consult, maybe feel very heavily for the decisions that they have to make about life. Maybe again, like, they're not afraid to cut people out of their life. So it's like, oh yeah, I'm sad about this brings me sadness, I might grieve that person, the loss of that person, but at the same time I know this is the best thing for me. So they're going to be very decisive and very like strong in their decisions. That's how they've kind of learnt to be. So let's take a look at your oracle cards as well now. Okay, so you guys have, or they have, the box. They have, oh yeah, I kept getting 2 cards every single time. Like, each one has 2, which is the only pile that happened in. It was very strange. So some of them might have Gemini placements as well. There's like this twin energy as well as like a duality theme coming out here. So we have see me in their eyes with, whenever conferring with another, either face to face or across the miles, whether a human being, departed spirit, or sentient tree, Always speak to the highest within them. It makes a difference. Yes, as if some trees weren't sentient. Glad you caught that. Yeah, so again, I feel like they have a view of the world that is beyond the mundane, beyond what other people see. And that view kind of helps them. It helps them. I don't even know like what else. It literally just helps them live and exist in this world. You were born with that it quality. That is exactly how I felt when I saw the tarot spread. Do you want to know what's really beautiful? Confidence. Do you want to know what's really powerful? Persistence. And do you want to know what's really sexy? Not needing to be needed. And if they still don't notice your good looks, your strength, and your sachet, could you feel more sorry for them? Oh, that is literally your person's growth summed up. Like, they know that they are the shit in their version of like, I'm the shit. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to think that you're better than anyone, because I don't think this person does think that, but they know that they have worth, right? And if other people cannot see that worth, then that is on them. Do you know? Like, they don't take it as like, oh, is it something to do with me? So a lot of self-confidence, a lot of self-esteem as well. We've got the goddess Sophia here with divine wisdom. Again, they are very tapped in. We have here time with the goddess Arena Hood. I can never say these goddesses' names, but you know the vibes. We also have here koi fish spirit with there is always enough. I'm trying to like get this to focus on me. There we go. Koi fish spirit, there is always enough. Again, there's like this inner knowing that that they'll never go without. That's what I mean. Like, even if they have to get rid of friends or relationships, even if they have to depart from something for a little bit, you know, make a tough decision, they know that that sacrifice will be returned. And we also have wombat spirit, be at home. So again, they're very at home with themselves. They know who they are as an individual. Well, they're very comfortable in their own skin, at least. They're very comfortable in the qualities that they possess and how they show up in the world. Let's take a look at this box energy. So breaking through the box requires awareness, continued effort, and bravery. The box may appear as expectations from parents, a well-paying but heartless job, the pressure to look or behave like others, or simply to stay small. The box shifts and morphs as we grow. Once you break through one layer, another will present itself. Keep going, break through. So this does represent structure, and I do see that again, this person has come to value structure. They've come to value that, again, this person feels like they were maybe very free-spirited and like very, maybe even naive as well in their life. Like they were at some point quite naive and like looked at life through like rose-colored glasses and stuff, but they realized that some things do have a place with time here as well. It's like things happen in due time, right? Like you can't rush things, you can't force things to happen, and you have to learn how to let go sometimes. And then you also have to know the duality of that, of like stepping out of your comfort zone and knowing when you're being limited, right? So when are these confines limiting you, and when are they empowering you? And I feel like this person is kind of like learning to navigate that more, like the logical masculine world, particularly if they are more in touch with like their feminine energy. So that is everything that I have for you guys for how your person has grown. If you want to see how you guys have grown since meeting this person in the extended reading, then there will be a link to access it down below, and I will see you all If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know by commenting down below. And I will see you all in my next one. Bye. Had to experience it. I had to go through it. I had to prove that I really have the tools necessary to enter this next part of my life. The space that I